Well, the Wyandotte County District Attorney today filing capital murder charges against Jamal Lewis. The DA says that Lewis was the driver in a drive-by shooting on Tuesday that started the series of tragic events, but police do not believe that he fired any shots at that time. The car suspected in that drive-by crashed near 15th and Roland, and police say Lewis then ran away from that crash. Captain Melton helped find him and then started to get out of his car when...
And in the course of that, Mr. Lewis fired shots directly at Captain Melton, resulting in Captain Melton's death.
The DA says Daquan Sipple was also arrested near the scene of the crash. He's accused of being the shooter in the original drive-by, and now he's charged with aggravated assault. Lewis faces either the death penalty or life in prison without parole. Both will be in court tomorrow morning, and of course we'll be there.
There are still a lot of questions about Lewis and Sipple, these two men. So
we dug a little bit deeper into their backgrounds, discovered some new details about their personal lives that could shed some light on how they ended up behind bars. 41 Action News reporter Ariel Rothfield has that part of the story live in KCK. Ariel.
Well, Mike, as you mentioned, we wanted to learn more about the suspect now charged with capital murder, so we sat down with a retired KCK police officer. Together, we looked into the suspect's background as well as his social media accounts, and we found a digital footprint now raising red flags for that retired officer. Take a look.
When I see something like this, I say, we need to look into this.
Retired KCK police officer Jeff Brownlee has been studying gangs for years.
Right here, this just looks like he's throwing the hand sign for Bloods, the letter B.
The man in the picture, 20-year-old Jamal Lewis, now charged with capital murder. The man police say pulled the trigger, killing KCK Captain Dave Melton.
I've been able to learn that there's been some kind of ongoing problem between Lewis and Sipple and another group of people.
As police continue their investigation, Brownlee tells us Lewis's Facebook page could provide essential clues.
There he is again with that same hand sign.
Right now, he says the city is facing a growing problem with gangs.
It's starting to grow. We've got a lot of Hispanic gangs, a lot of black gangs, white gangs.
Oftentimes, gangs will communicate through nonverbal ways, like graffiti, tattoos, even hand signs.
What we're seeing was a lot of gang-related graffiti. But now those guys that were doing the graffiti has graduated to doing more serious things like the drive-by shootings, the robberies, the burglaries.
As for this case, prosecutors say they do not know if gang activity was a factor.
I don't know specifically that I could say with gang activity, but there's been problems in the past down in Juniper Gardens, over time.
But it's still an issue Brownlee says needs to be tackled.
This has been a problem for a long time. And it's been, the longer you let this problem go, the worse it's going to get.
Now, we do want to mention again, when we asked the prosecutor if drugs or gangs were involved, he told us he was not aware that gang activity was involved in this specific incident. We are live in Kansas City, Kansas. Ariel Rothfield, 41 Action News.